Any luck? Could you hear?
Yeah, try one more time.
Skylar, can you hear?
Yes. Yes. Okay, that one was good. Danny can only hear us if we're speaking. Yeah. Nicole, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Could you hear me over the speaker?
Yes.
Did you hear Yvonne back?
No.
Oh, she
Just
answered.
I said, yes, we can hear you, but it may have been after.
Oh, okay. That's okay. All right, I think that works, so we just need Danny to join and test it.
Okay.
Do you want me to check? I can text her.
Yep, you can join it. Hi, Allison. Not much. How are you? Well, we're a week later, right? So it's been 5 weeks instead of 4. Yeah.
Sense of time.
Fun.
And then there's a holiday, like,
Oh, yeah. It always messes with. Yeah. And it's dark at 4 o'clock. Well, the day's over. Yeah, we're all.
Hey, Danny, can you hear me? Danny?
Hi, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
I don't know, it's only showing 2 people. It's Skylar. Hey, Skylar? I'm sorry, Skylar.
Hello, hello? Mm. Hello, can you hear me? Testing, testing.
Okay, let me know we can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you at the desk. I'm going to have Margaret respond, make sure you can hear the board, Danny.
Okay.
Danny, can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay.
All right, it's 5:30. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Mr. Blair?
Here.
Mr. Chancho? Mrs. Grosh?
She's on Zoom tonight.
Mrs. Gutierrez?
Here.
Mr. Hald?
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're consideration of additional agenda items. Hearing none, we'll go to public comment. And Art, before we get started, comments by members of the public shall be made only during the public comment portion of the meeting and shall be limited to 3 minutes per individual, 5 minutes per group, unless additional opportunity is given at the board's direction. Each member of the public wishing to speak will fill out the form, indicating name, address, and agenda. You're familiar with all these, so we don't have to worry about that. And the board typically does not respond to public comments. Welcome. We haven't decided yet, but it's on the agenda. Thank you. Always appreciate it. All right, I see that we have Deputy Director Beck with a presentation. Looks like a couple of them.
Good evening. Tonight, I'd like to recognize two of our outstanding leaders of the district, Jenny and Kelly. So first, Jenny Kramer is our marketing director. She's been with us since January, and she worked on a marketing brochure for Water World this past summer and received an award from the World Water Park Association at their trade show a couple weeks ago in Las Vegas. So we wanted to show the plaque and recognize Jenny and her great efforts.
Congratulations. Cool. Danny, I'm looking at this plaque.
So we won it for a marketing brochure that shares, all the different highlights of Water World, and it was an award that was won for large parks. And I would just like to share a few comments about Jenny. She has brought a fresh perspective, some great ideas to our district, and has elevated marketing, communications, in every aspect across the district. So she's been a great addition to our team, and we're lucky to have her. And this award is the first of many, I'm sure. So thank you, Jenny.
Congratulations.
Now that you've been here for a year, almost a year, now you can really get to work.
Yeah. Next, I'd like to recognize Kelly Flowers. She is our Community Relations Manager. She's been here for about a year and a half. And Kelly won an award a couple weeks ago from the Colorado Parks and Recreation Association as the Young Professional of the Year across the entire state. Kelly has a really nice plaque to showcase this award, but it is packed away because we're doing a renovation project, so I should have caught her before I had her pack up her office, but sorry about that. But Kelly also has been an amazing addition to our team. Kelly is one of our just premier leaders of the district. Anything we ask of her, she takes it and runs with it. She wears many different hats for the district. Any given day, she'll be doing a news story for Water World, to wrapping gifts for a toy drive, to doing community events. I mean, she really covers a lot of ground for us, and she's a great asset to the district. So we're lucky to have her. Thank you, Kelly, and congratulations.
I would like to say that I have noticed a difference since both of you started with the district, especially on the social media and those accounts that are going out and the advertising. I didn't see the volume or the pertinence of this that you guys are putting out now, but it really makes a difference, and I think it is helping people know who Highland Hills is and what we offer. So thank you.
Kelly, you in particular had some big shoes to fill with Joanne leaving after 20-some years, and you've stepped in and put your own mark on it, and so thank you and congratulations. All right, I'm looking for a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District approve the October 2024 Treasurer's Report as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Look good.
I think so too. It looked good.
Don, any questions? All those in, I'm sorry, Danny, I can't see Danny, so is she can hear me?
I'm here. Yes.
Danny, did you have any questions?
I have no questions.
All right, so let's, all in favor of approving the treasurer's report as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Looking for a motion to approve the minutes of the board meeting?
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District approve the minutes of the board meeting of November 5th, 2024 as written.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion about the minutes of the board meeting? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes of the board meeting of November 5th, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Nicole, is there any communication and correspondence to the board?
No, sir, there's not.
So Yvonne, we are at your portion of the project tracker.
Thank you, Mr. President. So starting with item 1, letting you know that we did have a meeting with the Deputy City Manager as well as the Interim Director of Parks, Recreations, and Libraries on Friday. So we are anxious to get him up to speed and restart the work on the IGA. So we're working on getting a meeting scheduled the first week of January to get that moving again. We'll be looking at the joint properties and values and so forth, so I will keep you posted as that moves along. Item 2 is the Carol Butts Park improvements. We had a pre-bid meeting yesterday out at the park, and this is for the phase 1 of those improvements, which would include adding pickleball and expanding the parking there south of the ball fields. We had, I think Alan said we had about 15 contractors. Is that about right?
Yeah, right around 12.
Oh, 12 contractors
Yep.
show up, so we're excited about the potential of that one. And we have, the bid of closing date will be January 17th, and then hope to bring that to you in February for recommendation and get that project going in February. For policy updates, item 4, just letting you know that we met right before this meeting. We've got some suggested changes to the bylaws, which the committee has agreed upon, and now we'll get those over to Allison for her review before we bring them back to the rest of the board. Item 5 is the Park and Recreation Master Plan Committee, or actually the Capital Projects Committee. So letting you know that we continue work over at the Phase 2 Clear Creek Valley Park shelters. Again, the smaller shelters are done, and I believe the furnishings are in now, and we're still working on completing the main shelter, which is across from the community garden. We have some masonry work to get done. The landscaping work didn't get going until too late in the season, so that'll happen in the spring, and I think there's still some deliverables on the structure itself in terms of the roofing. Continuing work on the number 1 blue hole at the golf course. So the green has moved and it is not playable now until the spring, but we have a temporary green out there and have begun the cart path work. And then you'll see that as an agenda item tonight actually is awarding a bid for those kind of projects at the golf course for the next couple of years. And then we are now engaging design teams for the work for the projects at both Commissioners and Rotary Parks. If you remember, we did improvement grants for both of those and received those from Adams County. So we'll move into design phase on both of those. And then as the committee continues to meet, we'll be looking at, potentially some additional work at the driving range and the kind of design work that has begun at Waterworld. Item 7 is the restaurant lease, just letting you know that that's still kind of stalled out at the Adams County. But we'll keep you informed on that one as if any changes happen. Number 8, Berkeley Hills Park. When I wrote this, that said that there had been no update from the Neighborhood Historical Group. After I wrote it, we got an email from, I believe it was the state, saying that the state did not feel that the park qualified for their grant project. They have a new idea, so I believe Steve was going to let her know, one of the interested neighbors, that we would bring this to the Capital Projects Committee and then get back with her. They're asking us to consider going a different route for a grant funding, so we'll talk about that and come back with a recommendation. And those are my updates to the tracker, but happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, Yvonne. Allison, your turn.
Good evening. There's a legal report in your board packet. Happy to answer any questions that the board has.
Danny, you're going to have to speak up if you have anything.
Hi, sorry about that. Can you all hear me or just Nicole?
Everyone.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I actually don't have the attorney report. Was that given out just before the meeting?
Yes, it was sent out in the email that Nicole sent on Friday.
Oh, okay. I received my packet in hard copy, so I will look at my email.
Yeah, it was separate from the packet. It was a separate email that just had the attorney's report attached to it.
Okay, thank you.
Allison, it looks like you're free and clear tonight.
All right.
Thank you. Any old business? All right, new business. Declare equipment surplus. Need a motion?
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District declare surplus the provided list of items and authorize staff to dispose in a proper manner.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Margaret, there's no Zamboni on this.
No, there is no Zamboni on it.
I'm sure you were disappointed.
I have a question. Where does it go again? Does it like go to an auction house or?
There's a website that's similar to, I guess, eBay. It's called Public Surplus.
Oh.
And so we post it on there, and then we can put minimum pricing on there, and people are allowed to bid on it.
And do people buy all this stuff or?
Yeah, we sell an awful lot.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yes, I was thinking offer up, but.
Maybe this question is for Alan. Alan, a diamond workhorse trailer. Is that for horses with diamonds?
Diamond would be the brand of the trailer, and workhorse trailer is just the type of trailer that it is.
So it actually carries horses? We don't have any horses, do we?
Not that I know of, no.
Any other questions? All those in favor of declaring surplus the provided list of items and disposing of them, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. In your packet, you can see information about canceling the January 7th board meeting and moving it to January 14th. So I'm looking for a motion about moving that meeting.
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District cancel the regular meeting of January 7th, 2025, and reschedule for Tuesday, January 14th, 2025 at 5:30.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Jim, this is a motion we'll actually vote on at the next meeting in January. So all those in favor of moving the January 7th meeting to January 14th, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. In our packet, there was also some information about the golf course construction and renovation contractor, so hopefully you looked that over. And looking for a motion to approve the selection of Modern Golf. That's in your packet as well, so I'm looking for a motion on that.
Move Board of Directors of Hyland Park and Recreation District approve the selection of Modern Golf as the on-call golf course construction contractor for the next year cycle.
Second?
So we have a motion and a couple of seconds. Nicole, pick whoever one you want to put on there. A discussion of that resolution, or that motion.
Comments, and then what is an on-call golf course contractor? What's the on-call represent?
Sure, so the staff comments would be, we ranked all 4 contractors. Modern Golf came in low on about 8 of the 12 categories, clear winner. We've used them in the past for about the past 8 years on small projects. And this allows us, the on-call part allows us to, if we want to build a new tee or do a drainage project or, renovate a green complex, those types of things, we've already vetted them as a clear choice. We can call them up, get that work done without having to put each and every little project out to bid.
So Alan, what do you think I'm going to ask? T-Box on 13 could be added to 2025, maybe?
I would say if there's a financial appetite for that, probably, so.
You know I'm going to keep asking about it until it's done. Thank you. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor of passing that motion? Sorry, I've got it buried in my papers here. All those in favor of the renovation contractor, Modern Golf, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Alan. Looking for a motion for the resolution to adopt the 2025 budget.
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District approve the resolution to adopt the 2025 budget as written.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion?
I thank you, Skylar, for the work, and Mike and the whole finance team for the work that they did on that. The way that it's presented and what's out there makes sense. It's a balanced budget. We end up with a little bit of a surplus, and so in the government and enterprise fund, so well done.
No comment, Mike?
I went through everything. I did my homework in advance. You can see my ticket and time.
I know. You always have something for me, but if you're good?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. So, to those in favor of approving the motion to adopt the budget, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now looking for a motion to approve the resolution to approve the resolution to appropriate sums of money.
I move that the Board of Directors of Highland Hills Park and Recreation District approve the resolution to appropriate sums of money as written.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I'm like Mike, I did my homework and it makes sense, and the budget is well done, again. So the comments that I said before stand for this resolution as well.
You guys are making this easy on me tonight. Reading your board packets beforehand is always appreciated, and being set and ready to go is also appreciated. So all those in favor of the motion to appropriate sums of money as written, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, looking for a motion to approve the resolution to set mill levies.
President, I move the Board of Directors, Hyland Hills Park and Recreation District approve the resolution to set mill levies as written.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution to set mill levies, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Before we consider moving to executive session, we have a couple other items. The Board of Directors Committee updates. First one is Bylaws Committee. I think we already have that update. We met and we're sending those over to Allison. The Capital Projects Committee, that's Mike and I. And I just want to encourage all of our board members to please look at the email from Nicole and hit the link. You have to add in a passcode to look at the proposed project for Karsten's Kamenish and be prepared for January. So it's 93 pages, so I'd like to encourage the board to make sure you get into it, dive into it, take a look at it, and be ready to speak about that in January. Finance Committee.
We didn't meet since the last board meeting, but we had email correspondence going through the budget and understanding the resolutions and all of that. And so our work is shown by the resolutions that for the adopt the budget and appropriate sums and set mill levies. So there you go.
And I was provided with the statement of cash flows to see we're cash flow positive in the budget.
So Mike and Margaret are happy. That means Don and Warren are happy, and Danny. All right, the Highland Hills Foundation Committee.
I don't think that the foundation met, but we had the event.
We had a really great event. Margaret chaired that event. It was a lot of fun. We probably had 100 people, about 100 people, lots of good times, great food, wonderful event. And our next meeting is in January for the foundation.
Yeah, and I'd like to acknowledge all the people that helped make that event a success. We had a lot of input from the foundation members and friends of the foundation, a lot of help from the staff at Highland Hills to make it a success. So thanks to everybody for making it as great as it turned out to be.
Thank you. And the lease committee update was also in the tracker. So there's no update there. We're at the Board of Directors open discussion. Moving on, board meeting action recap.
I have no, to-do items or action items. So there's nothing to recap.
Just the one to check that email to read the project
Got it.
for Karsten's Kamenish. That was the only one I remember.
Okay.
So now I'm looking for a motion to move into executive session.
I move that the Board of Directors meet in executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 24-6-402, 4A and B, to receive advice of legal counsel and to discuss the purchase, acquisition, lease, transfer, or sale of certain real, personal, or other property interest.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of meeting in executive session, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're going to meet in executive session. Do we come back here to adjourn? We'll adjourn from upstairs, so to Art, thank you, have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.